Welcome to another In Wheel Time podcast, a 30-minute mini version of the In Wheel Time car show that airs live every Saturday morning, 8 to 11 a.m. Central. Live from the 48th Annual State Run of the Lone Star Street Rod Association at Hewlett Park in Granbury, Texas, it is the In Wheel Time Car Talk Show. Coming up, we talk to Tammy Dooley with the Granbury CVB. You know what that is? The Convention and Visitors Bureau.
Exactly.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure I got it right this time.
Yeah, we kind of messed that up.
Totally screwed it all up last
a little
week.
faux pas.
We'll have the upcoming events calendar, more of the stories making automotive news headlines. Mars has 5 road trip essentials for us. Plus, you'll hear the stories making automotive news headlines. Howdy, along with Mike out of this world, Mars, King Conrad DeLong, who's back over that way. We need more Jeff Zekin and our rare appearance man, our chief engineer and bottle washer, David Ainsley, is with us on the trip. Thank you for being with us, David. What could we do without you?
Well, you need to tell her the story on how you got the name.
Oh, no, we won't go there.
No, that's not one of those things that she wants to know about. But it's a good story. And one day when we have cocktails,
you can tell your grandchildren about it. That you're going to have soon.
That's right. Are you going to have grandchildren soon?
I'm having a grandbaby today.
Is this your first?
It's my first with our son.
Gotcha.
My husband has a daughter who has 3. And so this is our first.
Well, grandbaby and Granbury. Isn't that Granbury and Granbury?
Grandbaby. That's it.
There you go.
Tammy Dooley, Convention and Visitors Bureau here in Granbury, Texas. So where are you off to? Because you're ready to go right now.
Yeah, you're busy today.
I am busy. We are headed to Angel Fire, and they are having the baby at home with the midwife.
Angel Fire,
New Mexico.
Wow.
Yes, about 10 and a half hours
and you're
away.
not driving.
I am driving. I'm not one of the fortunate souls that has a plane, like a lot of our friends here who fly up there all the time.
But you know what? Fort Worth is just up that way.
Yeah, well, I know, but by the time you get into like Albuquerque and drive, we can make it. So we're ready. We're packed. We're ready.
Yeah.
But I didn't want to miss seeing you.
Well, we didn't. We're so glad that you didn't. What are you driving out there to?
That's
to
a hot rod,
Fire?
right?
No hot rod. It's a Ford F-150 truck.
Okay.
But it's new.
Yeehaw. Well, that's nice.
That's a nice driving truck.
Yeah, that's a nice
his
driving truck. It's
microphone's
actually
not
a great
on there,
truck.
David.
Yeah.
You got it?
Mr. Morris, could you pull your microphone up to your mouth?
There you go.
That's the way it works usually. let me hear you, Mike.
Picky.
I know. There's that. It'd be like me doing the show like that, so nobody
Don,
could
can
hear
you put
me.
your microphone close to your mouth?
I got it.
So, Tammy Dooley, we had the lovely opportunity last night to have dinner downtown, and we had a fantastic dinner in that downtown area. That is a gem. That's a jewel. What a wonderful place down there around the courthouse. It's the old Texas Square with the courthouse sitting in the middle of it and all the little shops around there.
Our girls are walking it right now.
I love it. Where did you eat?
We ate at a place called Christina's.
Oh, fabulous.
Fabulous. It was really,
Fabulous.
really, really good.
Well, we started out at some silver
Saddle.
Yeah.
Oh, great.
Because what?
We didn't
That's
have
a
the ice
barlar. It's a barlar.
It's a barlar.
Yeah.
Yes.
Barlar, not parlor,
Like
barlar.
barlar, so you can have any ice cream you want with liquor. I mean, how great is that?
That's what we thought.
And
We thought, this is so cool.
It's the best idea I've ever
we
heard.
started out there, and then we went to Christina's, and then we went back to the ice cream part of the barlar so they could all do their little desserts. So that's what, and then I don't remember anything
Jack
after that.
Daniels, vanilla, and all kinds of things.
I'll tell you what, those Jack Daniel floats are really something to take home with you.
I mean, when they opened, I thought this is either going to be just ridiculous or it's going to be the most
It's huge.
genius
It's what a
idea.
hit.
It's huge. Everyone goes there, and they
Yeah.
have great bands outside. I don't know if you went and enjoyed their entertainment, but they're really great. And the owner's great.
I think they're saving that for tonight.
Yeah.
Because
Oh, okay.
there was no band last night, but we're
Okay.
looking forward to it. Yeah. But what a great downtown area. I had never been down there before. We passed by it on the way out of town last year. But I said to the boys, let's go and taste Granbury at a restaurant, a local restaurant down there. So we did, and no regrets whatsoever. It was great.
I'm so glad. Well, if you had seen Granbury grow over the last 20 years, you just wouldn't believe it. It started out really as a great girlfriend's weekend for shopping, and it was heavy boutiques, no bars, anything like that. And now it's turned into this great music vibe, late night, after dark. So we do everything. We shop during the day, start wine in the afternoon, and then party all night.
How
So
close do you live to the downtown area? Is it within walking distance?
not for me. I live in Pecan Country Club, which is about 20 minutes away, but the downtown really is expanded to
so you
everywhere down
you
here.
have the Tammy shuttle that goes back and forth.
Yeah, I do. I have a BMW shuttle.
That's very nice. Yeah. Well, thank you for the nice gifts.
Oh, you're
how
so
about that?
welcome.
Very cool.
Nice coffee mugs and some treats inside. Thank you. We appreciate that.
Well, we're just excited you're in Granbury. Appreciate you. Appreciate all the promotion leading up to this, and we want you to have a great stay.
It's a
And
beautiful city.
thank you.
Lots of fun things to do, and everybody we've crossed paths with, or they just love the city as well.
Everybody does. We have a, as you've heard, like a little hallmark town, and it's just a great place to be, and we love it. We love sharing it. We're a total tourist-driven community, so we're used to all these
And you get
visitors coming
recognized
in.
that as a tourist-driven community by the state and,
Yeah.
and some of the state organizations. As
And
well.
I have to tell you, the little brochure at the hotel that we stayed at last night over there at the Holiday Inn Express has all of the restaurants all around here. What kind of food? What do you
Yep.
want? You want Mexican? You want American food? You want Chinese? Whatever it is, it's all listed on that pamphlet. And that's what sold me on Christina's once I went online and looked up Christina's and I saw the menu. I'm thinking, let's go there.
Well, that's music to my ears because that's why we do it, and we want you to make decisions like that on what's good to do. We did just win a statewide award as the best foodie destination in Texas.
I believe it.
And by the Texas Travel Awards, and we were so honored for that because it was by popular vote, and we were up against some big hitters like Austin and San Antonio, big cities. We're just a small community, like 65,000 people around us, about 11,000 in the city. And so to get that award was pretty cool.
It's big recognition as a foodie town
It really is.
in what tends to be a foodie state.
Yeah.
And the way that Don decided on it, you called them, and they don't take reservations until that story.
Well,
they-
no, they didn't have any reservation slots
Available.
open, but they said if you'll come down here, we'll get you in about 7:15.
They
So
kind of knew
we
what
all
their schedule
we
was
all
gonna
headed
look like.
down that way, and went in there and I said, "Hi, I'm Don." "Oh, sure. Let me put you down here." They got their own little rules about how to reserve a table down there, and so can't get you in right now, but there's a great little place down the way called the Silver Saddle. Go down there, have yourself a drink or an ice cream, and we'll call you. And almost on the dot,
Yep.
7:15, phone rings. "Hi, it's whatever her name was at the restaurant. Come on, we're ready for you." Okay, get down there. And I forgot that David and his girlfriend were going to appear at that time. So we went from a table of 5 to a table of 7. Well, we kind of threw the dish rag all over the place down there and all upset everybody. But they made accommodations
Like
for us, and it was
that.
great. Yeah.
Oh, that makes me very happy
Yeah.
that you made a good choice.
And the food was awesome.
I'm
the
so
food was
glad. Did
absolutely
any of you
awesome.
have anything with lobster in it? Because they really do have some good lobster dishes.
Well, thanks for telling us now.
No, I had
Next
the,
year.
braised short ribs
Oh, yeah.
to die for.
To die for. And Chef Gary Folger is amazing, and they're just really good. And so while you were doing that last night, I was at the Opera House enjoying Joseph and the Technicolor Dreamcoat, and some friends of ours were at New Granbury Live seeing Junior Brown, who is, a
I saw
Texas
that.
icon. Yeah, he's amazing, and they were sold out. So, I mean, all that was happening last night on the square. Where do you see that?
And that's
Right.
a Friday night.
Friday night.
Yeah.
Oh,
Friday night.
Tonight it'll be bigger because we have everybody here, with the Lone Star
Everybody that
Street
came
Ride.
in.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but that live venue, that looks like an old movie theater that's being converted?
Actually, it has a huge history with. It actually used to be connected to the Great Race. Are you familiar with
Right.
all of that kind of stuff? The Tom McRae. I'll get this story mixed up, but he started the Great Race, the whole thing. And I think they did car repairs there in that whole corner.
Oh, wow.
And there's actually like things in the building of that. So now it's a very intimate theater. They call it like the best intimate live music venue in Texas. It's really small but very quaint, and we have great entertainment there. Junior Brown is
because you're up close and personal.
Oh, you're like this. You're just like this, and they're right in your face, and they love it.
There was another country band at that theater.
Yeah, I don't
can't remember the
Some
name
sort
of
of
it.
tribute to.
It was a popular country band. I can't remember the name of it. It was at the movie theater time.
Yeah, it was on the other side.
And there was a line of
Junior
people
Brown
out the door.
And then something else over here.
If you follow them on social media, they have like a different act Friday, sometimes Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and it's just constant. So you can easy come into Granbury, go to see them one night, go see a show at the Opera House, which is iconic. It's kind of the anchor of the downtown, and then just eat and never leave downtown. But I mean, there's great restaurants everywhere, but downtown is really special.
I looked up, actually, when I was sitting at the dinner table, I said, man, this building is really old. And right around the turn of the century, last century, 1900-ish, that's when all that was built down in there. But Granbury was founded back in the 1800s.
Yes.
So there's so much history here.
So much history. A couple of years ago, we celebrated our sesquicentennial, and it was just great. We had a big celebration, and it's interesting you mentioned the buildings, because those buildings have, I like to say they have souls. There's a lot of people there who, some people don't believe in haunted stuff, but for those that do, that's a whole other thing to explore.
I saw that, yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
A lot of that.
Right. I was very impressed. I wished that the waitress would have known the history of that particular building where they are. She did not.
That particular building is one of the very most haunted buildings in Granbury.
The one we had dinner at? Mm-hmm. I didn't know that.
The three there in a row.
Yes.
They just have all kind of history. One of the stories, let's see, you would have been to the left of Oz. Did you see Oz?
Yes, we saw
Okay,
Oz.
Oz is a whole other thing. So today, if you can get there and have a cup of coffee or latte or something, you need to do that, or a glass of wine or something. But those buildings have this little girl ghost that's been seen many, many, many times, and she supposedly, fell off the balcony watching a circus come through town in the early 1900s. So or 1800, whatever. Think about that. And the sightings, a lot of people say, oh, that's not true. Well, the buildings are made of limestone, so they, according to the people, the
lore.
Yeah, they believe that keeps spirits there and able to, whatever. So I love it. I think it's fascinating.
You have a famous person buried in a cemetery here, too.
Yeah.
Yes, we do. Jesse James.
Yep.
We actually we claim a lot of history here, and we have Jesse James. We have connection to John Wilkes Booth and all of that kind of stuff, and we really should read all about that because it's fascinating, and I believe it to be true. Old timers believe it to be true. He is buried here. We believe it's really him. They did exhume his body to prove it, and the body they exhumed was not the right person, and it was because back in the day they really didn't know exactly where graves were marked, and they know they did because this person didn't have an arm, or vice versa. I think he didn't have an arm, and anyway, it was a person known to have not had an arm or something, and so they know he's buried there in the spot where the headstone is. So it's pretty cool. And the Granbury City Cemetery is where he's buried, and you can go up there and see General Granbury's grave. And we actually have it at Visit Granbury. We have a brochure of all the famous people buried in that cemetery. And people come, and it's a walking tour on your own, and you can see, like, there's 25 people that are famous buried up there that are connected to our history.
They don't call it Boot Hill.
No, but right across the street from my office is the Langdon Grounds, which is where the Gordon House is, and there's a little girl ghost that supposedly haunts that, and many sightings. She's buried in that cemetery, so a lot of people go out there and see her grave.
Where is your office?
I am between, I'm near downtown. I'm on the square, kind of. There, I don't know if you saw the Methodist Plaza building. It's an old church that's been converted. It's an outdoor little stage area. I'm connected to that. So I'm like half a block off the downtown, and then right across the street is a historic Langdon Grounds, and that's part of our tourism department, and it has a historic building and an old chapel that's been restored. We call it the concert hall. We use it for a lot of art events, and it's got this acre block, and we do festivals out there.
Oh, wow.
So all of that is part of our tourism effort and the Historic Granbury Merchants Association downtown.
But see, yesterday's goal was to end up in Granbury like we did, but getting here from Sugarland, where parts in between, all the other little towns that we went through to get here.
Yeah, we
There's
came up the back way.
Yeah.
Oh,
through
beautiful.
Waco. Yeah.
Oh, beautiful.
We made some stops and all that good stuff, and it was just amazing that this is what's happening.
We
in
learned
Texas.
about Sefco.
Yeah.
You familiar with Sefco?
Sefco, the gas station convenience store.
You need to get out.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. Now I know Buc-ee's, but I don't know
we know
Sefco.
Buc-ee's
Yeah, Sefco. A lot of history behind Sefco. Look that
Okay,
up.
I'll look that up.
Yes, and we stopped, of course, at Buc-ee's. That was a mandatory stop.
Oh, it's always.
And it was hard to find a parking place, if you can imagine such a thing, at a Buc-ee's, because you know how big the parking lot is. And we did find a lot of Tesla chargers out there. We were wondering when they were going to click on to all of that. They're
And
got
there were
it.
3 or 4 Teslas parked there
Yep.
getting a charge.
I love
but
it.
The point is, all the little towns in Claiborne and Cameron and all that coming up the back way.
Yeah,
It's just
it
amazing.
was really
I
good.
actually graduated from high school in Cameron, and we have been state champions 3
I could
times.
see it written on your face. You're a Cameron girl.
Yeah,
Was it a Hornet or a Yellow Jacket?
it's a yo. It's yeoman, the yeoman, and it's
Oh.
not the yeoman like on a ship. It's spelled Y-O-E instead of Y-E-O.
Yo, baby. Well, what is that?
It's really interesting. It was a family that did not have children, and they had a baby that died, and it kind of destroyed their family. And so when they passed away in their older age, they left all their money to build a school, and so they needed to name it Yo something, so they put man on the end of it, Yo Man, and so go yo go. So there you go.
There you go, yo.
No.
I won't tell you all the jokes,
I'm sure there's many.
Many. But it really was nice. It really was nice. I went to San Antonio High School, and I was an Army brat, and so I ended up there my last 2 years of high school because my grandmother had a pacemaker put in her heart, and we went to take care of her. So anyway, it was an adventure going from a 5A San Antonio school, a really cool
Yeoman.
school, to be at a 3A. But we won state football, so I guess it's not all bad, right?
It's not.
The priorities of Texas.
Right?
That's right.
Hey, thank you so much for stopping by.
Oh, thank you guys.
Go and get on the road and go get
Yep.
that new grandbaby.
I'm so excited.
Any names yet?
Yes, they're naming it after Mike Dooley, not Tom.
Not Tom.
And so his
I'm
name.
going to get you. He's going to change his name. For
Yeah.
me.
Well, this is what's cute. His name will be Michael Alston Dooley, and I'm going to call him my little Mad Dooley because he'll be his initials.
M.A.D..
So yeah, my
there
little
you
Mad
go.
Dooley.
I
So.
love it.
And
Tam,
for all of our listeners, visit Granbury.com.
Yes.
Great wealth of information. Good piece on all of the restaurants in town as well, with links to their menus. Really good website.
Thank you. Thank you for being here, and y'all have a great stay.
we love you. Drive safe and stay in touch.
I
You
will.
bet.
Okay. Tammy Dooley. She's with the Convention and Visitors Bureau here at Granbury. All right, time now for the events calendar on the In-Wheel Time Car Talk Show. Conrad always has the events
Thank you.
calendar, but I have to remind him this is events.
Yeah.
Are we at an event?
We
We
are.
are at it.
There you go.
So, also the let's see.
Also. Are you drilling?
Tomorrow is the car meetup at the Willis Discount Furniture in.
This is not the cruise in now.
No. You want events? Thank you.
That's why I
June
said to you
June
from the
24th.
very head of the
June 24th is the Lone Star Drift Round 3 at the Houston Police Academy. July 15th is the Texas Road to Revolution Cruise, starting at the Black Bear Diner in Humble, Texas. And then tomorrow, June 11th, is the Twin Peaks meet in the Woodlands at Twin Peaks Restaurant. That's always a big event. Lots and lots of folks show up for that. Some pretty good cars. You want to go see some cool cars, that's worth going to.
Mr. Morris has something that kind of ties in to us visiting Granbury.
What?
Yeah, and that is 5 road trip essentials. We could have used this yesterday, Mars.
We could have.
Absolutely.
Well,
So-
you don't know that absolutely.
No, yeah, I do. I made the list. So when you get ready to go on a road trip, I mean, there's lots of things you got to think about. You know, you want to make sure your car's ready, and you want to make sure you got all your safety gear and stuff. But there's a few other things you really got to have. And this first thing I wanted to point out was an organizer that fits behind the seat. Now, this one fits behind the driver's seat, and you got one for the passenger seat. And you can put, the kids can put all kinds of things in these things. They got water bottles. They got places to put pencils, pens, you know, toys, whatever you want.
So it's kind of like a backpack for the car.
Except it's right in front of them, so all they got to do is reach out of their car seat if they're in one and grab it. And so it'd be great to keep all their stuff in one place. But the second one is if you break down on the side of the road, you know, used to you'd take flares, you know, for safety flares. You have to fire them up. Well, these are LED flares that you can charge through your USB.
I've seen these.
This is a pack of 3. You can set them out, and they blink and they flash, and it's really great for a warning thing, and they don't take up very much room.
Only $19.95 for a set of 3. But wait, there's more.
Yes, there is more. There is more. There is a air compressor that's about the size of a paperback book. In fact, the one I have pictured here is the one I have, and I have it under the seat of the truck.
Did you get it free?
Nope. I wish. Amazon. And it works really well, and it doesn't take up much room. It will air up the tires without any problem. Basketballs, anything else your kids need done. But the really good one that you really need more than anything else is this fourth item. Now, it is a jump box is the easiest way to describe it. It's small. It's bigger than a paperback. The one I have is a little bit older than this one, but it's the same brand. And you connect it to your battery just like you do a jump cable, except you can push a button, and after you've charged it up with USB power, it will jump start your car. Now, it will also have, this particular one also has some USB ports. If your broke down, your phone's going dead, you can plug it in and charge your phone. And you can plug in flashlights, anything that runs off a USB port.
And I would imagine that you could probably jumpstart a human heart with that, couldn't you, if you did it the right way?
Well, if you clip those cables on the right place, you could.
Right on your nipples, right on there.
That's what I was thinking.
All right.
And
David,
this is a little more expensive. This will cost you over $100 to get one of these that'll actually jump start your car. But again, it does a lot of things if you're broke down on the side of the road to keep you safe and going. This last item is really super important, but it's really the easiest. Duct tape. You need a roll of duct tape. Now, you can get it in a roll like we have here.
And it comes in colors.
And the next picture is a picture of some flat. If you don't want to have a roll, you can get some flat. They do make some. It's not near as much of it. So you kind of
flat.
Yeah, it's kind of folded flat. Doesn't take up as much room as a roll. But then if you're not sure what you would do with duct tape in your car if you broke down, if you go to the next one, Jeff, please, you can tape up hoses.
Yeah.
You
could tape up hoses.
You have a water hose go out. You can tape it up.
It's AC
put some water in there. It'll hold pressure for a little bit. And then the next one, if you injure yourself and you need to create a brace, here again, the duct tape will create an arm brace where you can hold your arm tight up against you like you're supposed to.
And pull all the hair off your arm later.
And your chest.
Yeah.
Well, except for you.
And then the next one, if you have a cut or something like that and you need to cover it up, you can duct tape it and protect that damaged place that you cut your fingers.
Are you really going to show the next picture?
Oh, yeah. And then if you really need one, if you need to make a mask for whatever reason,
shut your mouth.
Pandemic catches you out in the middle of nowhere. And then the last one, you can also use it to beautify America.
Oh, we're going to beautify America? There you go. Let's see.
Oh, boy, yeah.
You can't see the last one.
Mars.
No, that's you.
Well, you got to beautify America some way or another.
Very good.
So that's some things you can use duct tape for. And I, to be honest with you, I've actually heard of people actually making a water pump belt in an emergency, wrap it up and pretty thick to where can't dry very fast, but you can make a water pump belt out of it. So you got to have some duct tape.
Well,
if nothing else, you can always just duck it and go on.
I carry duct tape in my trunk with rope and a shovel.
Yeah. For those extra passengers you want to get rid of.
Call in your comments to 1-843-6572.
867-5309.
No, 1-843-6572.
Oh, that's the firing order.
Yeah. Are we going to do that this next half hour?
Whenever you let me. You
well,
cut me
no,
off
but
we have a guest.
Well, I know, but it's getting close to taking a break, and I don't want to start with him too early because we'd have to cut him off, and I don't want to do that.
Whichever you want to do, Don.
We got duct tape if we cut him.
I'm not in charge of anything. Except I am in charge of the clock.
One thing we want to mention, we want to thank Porticool for this cooler that they gave us.
Porticool did that. Why don't you move it a little bit closer so we can actually feel it?
Well, I can feel it just fine.
Well, I know, but that's down
and
there.
our guests can feel it.
I know.
I'll move it.
That's.
But I wanted to mention him because it's a whole lot better than we had last year. Also, it's running off of our car generator. If you remember our guest last week,
right.
you were paying attention.
Yeah.
He sent us a demo unit for a couple of weeks, and we are actually running this Porticool, a couple of the speakers and cameras off of that car generator.
You do need to move your truck closer then. I think
But your truck is powering that.
Correct.
Is the truck running?
Yes. So the truck runs and creates the electricity.
The generator's using the power created by the alternator.
I see.
Yeah.
So it's an inverter as well.
It's an inverter. To me, it's kind of like what Ford did with their Lightning truck, but he's got this portable unit that's really easy to use, and it's so far it's worked great.
Mm-hmm. Good. Well, I'm glad it's working for you.
Thank you, Porticooler.
Porticool. I want to share a couple of things from you. This was kind of shocking to me. Advance Auto Parts had its worst weekly performance ever after a weak earnings report, and an accounting issue led to a slew of downgrades from Wall Street. Shares slumped 40% last week, the largest 4-day drop since the stock began trading publicly in 2001.
Doing worse
Shares
than
tumbled
Budweiser.
35% on Wednesday, the largest one-day drop on record. Jeez.
Too bad I didn't sell short.
Yeah. Also, I wanted to mention the fact that Toyota could revive the venerable Land Cruiser nameplate in the U.S. as early as next year when it plans to introduce a redesign of the SUV's little brother, the Land Cruiser Prado. In bringing the rugged truck stateside, Toyota may simply drop Prado from the name and badge it as a Land Cruiser. The full-size Land Cruiser was discontinued in the U.S. after 21. The redesigned Lexus LX remained as the automaker's top luxury SUV, while the next-generation Toyota Sequoia took the Toyota brand's top spot for large SUV when it migrated onto the automaker's new global F1 platform for body-on-frame vehicles. Thought you'd like to know that because those are popular vehicles. All right. The In-Wheel Time Car Talk Show is available to you 24/7 through the iHeartRadio app. Just look for In-Wheel Time Car Talk. We also video stream on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and InWheelTime.com. And 30-minute podcasts are available at your fingertips on over a dozen of the most popular podcast outlets. The In-Wheel Time Car Talk Show continues right after this quick break.
Everyone at the Tailpipes and Tacos Cruise In at the Lupi Tortilla Tex-Mex in Katy, thank you for participating in the best cruise in around and look forward to seeing you again. You'll hear about the next cruise in date right here on In Wheel Time. Next time you're in the West Houston Energy Corridor area, be sure and stop in at the original Lupi Tortilla Tex-Mex at I-10 and Highway 6 or the Katy location on the Grand Parkway at Kingsland Boulevard. When passing through Beaumont or College Station, stop in and have Lupi's award-winning beef fajitas and frozen margaritas. There's always a celebration at Lupi Tortilla. Lupi Tortilla founder Stan Holt and his wife Sheila are winning racers on the NHRA drag racing circuit and have a collection of hot rods and classics that everyone appreciates. Look for them at the next Tailpipes and Tacos Cruise In. The date will be announced soon and will once again be held at the Lupi Tortilla Tex-Mex on 99 and Kingsland Boulevard, just south of I-10 and Katy. We'll give you all the details right here on the In Wheel Time Car Talk Show and online. Donations benefit God's Garage. We'll see you then. You own a car you love. Well, why not let Gulf Coast Auto Shield protect it? Houstonian John Gray invites you to his state-of-the-art facility to introduce you to his specialist team of auto enthusiasts. We promise you'll be impressed. Whether you're looking to massage your original paint to a like-new appearance, apply a ceramic coating, install a paint protection film, nano-ceramic window tint, or new windshield protection called ExoShield, Gulf Coast Auto Shield is where Houston's car people go. Curbed your wheels? Instead of buying new, why not have them repaired? How about a professionally installed radar detector? Gulf Coast Auto Shield does that too. Get a peek inside the shop and look at the services offered by getting online and heading to gcautoshield.com. Better yet, stop by their facility at 11275 South Sam Houston Tollway, just south of the Southwest Freeway, and get a personal tour. Gulf Coast Auto Shield is your place to go for all things exterior. Call them today, 832-930-5655 or gcautoshield.com. The award-winning In Wheel Time Car Talk Show is available on the most popular podcast channels out there in 30-minute episodes. We realize our 3-hour live show can be difficult to catch in its entirety, so now you can listen every day to a convenient, fresh 30-minute episode. Check us out on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Amazon Music, and Audible, along with a dozen more. In Wheel Time has the most informative automotive guest interviews and new car reviews, along with popular features including Conrad's Car Clinic and This Week in Auto History, along with automotive news headlines. Our live broadcast airs every Saturday, 8 to 11 Central on InWheelTime.com, the iHeart app, and on YouTube. Be sure to say hello when we're broadcasting from the Tailpipes and Tacos Cruise In, Autorama, and the Houston Auto Show, among others. Now, it's easier than ever to hear about all things automotive all week long. You're invited to join fellow car enthusiasts in becoming part of the ever-growing In Wheel Time Car Talk family. Don't forget those 30-minute podcast episodes on your favorite podcast channel. That's it for this podcast episode of the In Wheel Time Car Show. I'm Don Armstrong, inviting you to join us for our live show every Saturday morning, 8 to 11 a.m. Central on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and our InWheelTime.com website. Podcasts are available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, iHeart Podcast, Podcast Addict, TuneIn, Pandora, and Amazon Music. Keep listening, and we'll see you soon.